Good morning. It's Monday, August 11th. Here's what we're working on this morning. Air Canada flight attendants are expected to picket at 4 major Canadian airports today in what their union says is part of a national day of action.
Niagara police are investigating after a person was hit by a vehicle in the Falls.
And the Toronto Blue Jays avoid a sweep in LA. How is it Monday already?
Yes. And why is it so hot already?
Yes, it's a warm start, and the heat continues. I mean, you mentioned the sweep. They avoided the sweep, but we've got a sweep of heat. Oh, it just continues, doesn't it?
Yes.
Oh, man, made it through yesterday best we can. We got to 32 degrees yesterday. You thought that was hot? Today, 33 degrees with a humidex of 41. So, yep, the heat wave continues. Heat warning continues. Try to stay as cool as you possibly can. And if you work outside and you have to work in this heat, try to get through as best you possibly can. Temperature is already warm. We're sitting at 20 degrees. We do have some shallow fog in the area, but we will see the sunshine for the day today. Sunny, hot and humid, 33, feeling like 41 for the day. By the way, there is a chance of a shower or a thunderstorm tomorrow. A shower? What? Okay, let's hope for that. That would be nice for a change. All right, we've talked about the forecast. We'll do it in detail coming up. Let's look at traffic this morning. We're doing fine. The sun's not up yet. Doesn't get up till 20 after, well, just about 20 after 6 now. So looking good. That's our exclusive camera around Waterdown Road on the 403. Some MTO traffic cameras just to show you a few MTO traffic cameras because there's nothing going on. Red Hill Creek camera doing fine. Here's the top of the Skyway Bridge, and this is a look at Royal Windsor as you go through Oakville. So not a lot happening so far today. We're looking pretty good. We will keep you posted. Weather and traffic coming up in just a few minutes. Right now, the news.
Thank you, Brian. Flight attendants with Air Canada will be holding silent protests at 4 major airports across the country today for a national day of action. Simone Gavros joins us live from Toronto's Pearson Airport with the details. Good morning, Simone.
Good morning, Rick. And the union says they're going to be standing in silence and in solidarity as negotiations continue at the bargaining table. That's going to start at 1 p.m. Eastern across 4 airports across Canada, including here in Toronto. The union says some of the biggest issues remain include wages and unpaid hours. The union representing 10,000 flight attendants says members will stage simultaneous action in Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, and Calgary to draw attention to ongoing concerns about working conditions. The union and Air Canada are negotiating a new contract after the previous 10-year contract expired in March. This demonstration will not affect any travel plans today. Shannon Elliott, who's a flight attendant with Air Canada, says they'll not be blocking any traffic or doorways, but simply standing in silence. Now, the union could issue a 72-hour strike notice as early as August 16th, and that would affect travel. But as of today, there's going to be no impact to any passengers. For now, things over to you, Annette.
Okay, thanks very much for that, Simone. A person's been hit by a vehicle in Niagara Falls. A person at the scene tells us it happened just after 10 last night at Montrose Road and Greendale Street. We're told a man in his 50s died, but Niagara Regional Police have not confirmed that yet. Roads in that area are still closed.
A motorcycle rider has died following a crash in Brant County. The crash between a motorcycle and an SUV happened just after 10 last night on Highway 53. OPP say a 28-year-old man from Woodstock was pronounced dead at the scene. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. Middle Town Line Road was closed between 6th and 7th Concession Roads, and Highway 53 was shut down between Lawrence and Harley Roads for several hours during the investigation. Both roads have since reopened. Police are asking anyone who has dash cam footage to come forward.
A 35-year-old is missing in Milton this morning. Halton police say Marco Ho was last seen near Gleason Road near Thompson Road early yesterday. He's 5'6" with a slender build and brown hair. Marco has tattoo on both arms and was last seen wearing a dark blue T-shirt and pants.
Fire crews in Kawartha Lakes are continuing to battle a blaze in the Burnt River area of Ontario. Since yesterday, roughly 27 hectares remain actively burning. Aerial water supports, including water bombers, continued throughout the day, targeting the most active fire zones due to 3 significant fires in the past week and extremely dry conditions in the area. A total fire ban is in effect across the city of Kawartha Lakes. No evacuation is necessary at this time. Crews continue to monitor the conditions and will provide an update this morning.
Meantime, fire crews are dealing with strong winds as wildfires rage in Newfoundland and Labrador. 3 fires in Newfoundland and Labrador have forced hundreds of people to evacuate. The biggest fire has more than doubled in size to over 5,000 hectares. Cabins and buildings in Adams Cove, Kingston, and Western Bay are impacted the most. Premier John Horgan describes this past Saturday as a difficult day as hot, windy conditions intensified the flames, especially on the Avalon Peninsula, where the largest fire is out of control.
The action on the Kingston fire right now, there's 4 air tankers actively working to contain the fire spread on the north end of this fire. That is all the water bombers in Newfoundland and Labrador's fleet. There's 1 bird dog, 5 helicopters, 2 from the Coast Guard in supporting roles, and 50 ground crew working on the fire. Of course, the safety of our brave frontline heroes is a priority.
A regional state of emergency has been declared in an area where about 14,000 people live. A fire at a Hamilton waste facility has caused $250,000 in damage. It started around 4:30 yesterday morning at York One Waste Management on Gage Avenue North. A CHCH viewer took this video. The facility specializes in commercial and residential garbage. Several bays containing waste caught fire, prompting a multi-alarm response by the Hamilton Fire Department. It took a couple of hours to bring this under control. The cause of this fire is not believed to be suspicious. With a heat warning in effect, many may be looking to cool off, but 2 Hamilton beaches are closed because of toxic blue-green algae. The city has shut down Pier 4 and Christie Lake Conservation Area for swimming after discovering the toxin-producing algae. The closures will remain in place until the bloom clears. Public Health is monitoring the situation and will provide updates online. Officials say the algae at Pier 4 in Hamilton suggests that other blooms may be present in the wider watershed area. People and pets are advised to avoid any contact with the water. If you've already been in the water, watch for symptoms like skin irritation, a headache, fever, or diarrhea. More than 25 candidates have put their names forward to run for an empty ward seat on Hamilton City Council. A by-election is being held to replace former councillor John Paul Denko. He represented Ward 8 on Hamilton Central and West Mountain until winning a seat for the Liberals in April's federal election. The city will certify candidates for the Hamilton Council by-election tomorrow. The by-election to replace Danko will be held September 22nd, with advance polls coming up on the 20th and 21st of September.
Sportsline, the Blue Jays are returning home after winning 4 of 6 games on their Western road trip.
And here's a swing and an absolute belt to left. Gone! Clement on the first pitch he sees puts the Blue Jays back on top.
Ernie Clement hit a solo home run to lead off the 9th inning, and the American League leading Blue Jays avoided a series sweep in L.A. with a 5-4 win over the Dodgers. Down 3-2 in the 8th, the Jays took a 4-3 lead thanks to back-to-back solo shots from Vladdy Guerrero Jr. and Addison Barger. The Dodgers tied the game at 4-all in the bottom half when Jeff Hoffman walked Freddie Freeman with the bases loaded, but Mason Fluharty earned his first career save in the 9th by striking out Shohei Ohtani and getting Mookie Betts to ground out with the bases loaded. Ohtani had led off the game with his 41st home run. The Jays are off today. They welcome the Cubs to the Dome tomorrow. Another career milestone for 42-year-old Justin Verlander.
Strikeout number 3,500.
He became the 10th pitcher in MLB history to reach 3,500 career strikeouts, but the 3-time Cy Young Award winner fell to 1-9 after San Francisco lost 8-0 to Washington. Eduardo De Leo went 3 for 5 with a solo home run as London beat the Hamilton Cardinals 7-3. Tyler Duncan hit a 3-run homer for Hamilton, who fell to 19-19 on the IBL season, and the win pushed the Majors into a second-place tie with Barrie. The Niagara River Lions wrapped up the CEBL regular season with a 94-76 loss in Calgary yesterday. The Surge finished second in the West, while the defending champion River Lions finished first in the East despite losing their last 5 games. The playoffs begin Thursday with top seeds Niagara and Winnipeg moving on to the Final Four on August 22nd. What a start to the PGA Tour's FedEx Cup playoffs, where Justin Rose and J.J. Spaun went toe-to-toe at the St. Jude Championship in Memphis. Rose drained 4 straight birdies to make up a 3-shot deficit with 5 holes to play, then sunk 2 birdie putts in a 3-hole playoff to beat the U.S. Open champ. Tommy Fleetwood coughed up a 2-shot lead with 3 holes left and remains without a PGA Tour victory. He's tied for 3rd with Scottie Scheffler. Canadians Corey Connors, Nick Taylor, and Taylor Pendrith remain in the top 50 in the FedEx Cup standings heading into this week's BMW Championship, while Dundas's Mackenzie Hughes is outside the top 50. Shane Van Gisbergen set a new NASCAR Cup Series record for a rookie driver with his 4th victory this season by taking the checkered flag at Watkins Glen. The Trackhouse Racing driver joined 2020 champion Chase Elliott and NASCAR Hall of Famer Jeff Gordon as the only drivers to win 4 straight Cup races on road or street courses. After winning the Xfinity race at Watkins Glen on Saturday, Connor Zilisch was seen yesterday with his left arm in a sling. The 19-year-old fell off his number 88 Chevrolet while celebrating his victory and suffered a broken collarbone. Yeah, by the way, Will Power won the IndyCar race in Portland, while Alex Palou clinched his 4th IndyCar championship in 5 seasons by finishing 3rd. The Hlinka Gretzky Cup begins today in Czechia and Slovakia. Canada opens the tournament at 9:30 a.m. our time against Finland. The Canadian team includes Jason Schabel from Ancaster, who's a goalie with the Kitchener Rangers.
Okay, coming up on 12 minutes after 6 o'clock on this 11th morning of August, and yes, it's another Monday, and yes, the heat warning continues. Talk about that coming up. 403 Waterdown Road, again, nothing to see. That's doing fine. Let's go to some a problem here, QEW east of Lake. So it's Toronto-bound lanes coming towards us. You're coming off the Garden City Skyway in the distance. What do you run into? You run into construction. So we've got lanes closed through here, and that's just the leading edge of the slowdown, and it continues on through Ontario Street. Here's the Red Hill Creek camera. Nothing to see. Toronto bound away from us. Toronto bound now towards us at Fairview, all the way through the 403 QEW junction at the Ford plant, and Dixie Road through all the constructions. Moving okay, so nothing really going on so far today. Get to our temperature. Temperature has just gone up a degree. We were 20, we're now 21, but it feels like 29 degrees already this morning. The sun, I'm exaggerating a little bit. The sun's not quite up yet this morning, but there you are. We do have some hazy sunshine because of the fog. We have shallow fog in the area. Humidity is right up there at 100%, and yep, it continues. We've had it for a few days now. It's going to continue. The heat warning, 32 to 35 today. Humidex values 37 to 41, and the overnight lows are going to be warm. Moderate air quality risk for the day today. Southerly flow continues. A little disturbance going by us to the north for today, but tomorrow there is a chance of a shower or a thunderstorm. That could be later in the day and again on Wednesday with that approaching cold front, which should drop the temperatures. But look at the temperatures today, 33 degrees, Humidex values 41. So a sunny, hot day today. Tonight, skies will be partly cloudy to fairly clear, but fog patches developing in some areas. Look how warm it's going to stay. 22 for the Horseshoe tonight. And tomorrow, again, 33 degrees, another humid day. Humidex value about 40, but there's that chance in some areas of a shower or a thunderstorm later in the day tomorrow. Let's hope so. So what we have as you head out the door on this 11th morning of August, shallow fog, the winds are light, the temperature's 21, and we do have, it's fairly foggy in some areas, so be careful. Long range, we'll check that for you. Thinking about the weekend? Why not? Annette, right?
Already at 6:14 on a Monday. That's what we do.
Yeah. Coming up after the break, we'll say good morning to Emily with a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat. And Ontario fell short on housing starts again. More on that in 2. Let's say good morning to Emily Vukovic. Emily, what's coming up in Chit Chat this morning?
Hi, good morning. The Air Bud franchise is looking for the next dog basketball star, but retrievers only.
Oh.
And they have to be golden.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's rules. There's rules. Pepsi is now rolling out a new Insta-worthy drink. Blech. Looks bad.
Okay.
Okay.
And the 90s are back with the help. Sorry, 90s. I meant 80s. 80s, not 90s. 80s. They are back with the help from Jem and the holograms.
All right. Interesting. Looking
Remember
forward to it.
earrings? They used to light up.
Is that what it is?
You don't remember Jem and the holograms?
No.
Oh, guys.
Sorry.
I'm going to have to educate you.
Yes,
Okay,
very much so.
please do.
Looking forward to that. Thanks, Emily. To business news, we'll start on the markets where in overseas trading, the Canadian dollar is down 9 basis points to 72.63 cents U.S. Gold has been volatile the past few days. It's down $73 an ounce. We'll have more on that in just a moment. Crude is down 28 cents to $63.60 a barrel. Checking midday trading in Europe, markets are up in London but down in Frankfurt and Paris.
In Asia, markets were closed in Tokyo. They were up in Hong Kong and Shanghai today. On North American markets on Friday, the TSX slipped a couple of points. The Dow and the Nasdaq gained over 200. U.S. stock futures are up in pre-market trading this morning ahead of inflation reports coming out this week.
The final tally for 2024 housing starts in Ontario is far behind what's needed to get the province to its housing goals. The Ontario government recently updated its housing tracker for the first time in 8 months, and it shows about 94,700 starts. That includes long-term care beds, post-secondary housing, and retirement home suites, in addition to 73,000 traditional housing starts. But in order to meet its goal of 1.5 million new homes by 2031, Ontario needed to add 125,000 homes last year.
Gold prices are on a roller coaster because of tariff confusion. A letter from U.S. Customs and Border Protection last week indicated that gold bars imported into the United States would not be exempt from tariffs, and that announcement stunned the market. Gold prices briefly surged above $3,500 an ounce over the weekend before dropping. The White House calls the tariff talk, quote, misinformation and says it will have an executive order to clarify the matter, but the uncertainty has traders nervous in the meantime.
To microchip giants NVIDIA and Advanced Micro Devices have agreed to pay the U.S. government 15% of their revenues from semiconductor sales to China. Now, that's according to the Financial Times. In exchange, the two companies will obtain export licenses to sell their chips in China. That's a reversal for the Trump administration, which had imposed tough U.S. restrictions on chips sales to Beijing. It's unclear how the Trump administration will use the money it gets from the two chip makers. The Financial Times also reports China wants the U.S. to ease export restrictions on a key component for artificial intelligence chips. Those talks could come as part of an overall trade deal between China and the United States.
Nearly 10,000 Kia vehicles are being recalled in Canada over concerns that exterior trim pieces could fall off while you're driving. The recall covers over 8,400 Kia Telluride SUVs from the model years 2023 to 2025. It also affects more than 1,000 Kia K5s from 2023 and 2024. Kia says dealerships will replace the parts at no cost and owners will be notified by mail.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Brian is going to be back with traffic and your red-hot 7-day weather forecast. Stay with us.
All right, coming up on 24 minutes after 6 o'clock on this Monday morning, 11th of August. Good news, the construction is starting to clear here. There's one of the service vehicles. It's been backing up, picking up some pylons. So hopefully that will alleviate the backlog that we've got almost back to the Garden City Skyway. That's the QEW to Ontario Street in St. Catharines. Nothing at 7th. That's doing fine. Here's a look at the top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge. Everything seems to be moving fairly well. No problems at 3rd line. Lauren Park looks good. Here's the 403 at Burnham Thorpe. Nothing going on there. Look at the temperatures that we have to start the morning here. We're already in the low 20s, 21 degrees, Humidex 29 already for Hamilton, 22 Grimsby, Toronto. 23 into Mississauga. So seasonal temperatures 26 and 15. They've been steady for quite a while at that. Sun times, yeah, sun just came up 4 minutes ago. 6:20, 8:29 it goes down. Those are our records for today. And yes, we will see the sun. Shot taken by George earlier this morning, 4:15. He took that shot this morning of the Sturgeon moon. Now it's not still full. It looks still full. It is waning at the moment. But you know, I woke up at 3 o'clock and I thought, wait a minute, somebody's shining a light in my window. Was that you? Oh, I wondered who that was. Okay, that was the full moon actually. So yeah, we'll see the sun today. Could be hazy because of the high humidity, but 33 feeling like 41 today. 22 overnight, tomorrow 33 feeling like 40. Chance of a shower, thunderstorm. Chance of a shower as we get into Wednesday as well as the cooler air starts to push in. 30 degrees, 28 degrees for Thursday, 29 Friday. Look at the sunshine continue. Saturday 32, back to the heat Saturday and Sunday. Another hot August weekend, but let's hope we get either a shower or a thunderstorm tomorrow and into Wednesday as well. That's forecast. Annette, Rick.
Well, with the heat today, this would be the perfect way to cool off.
This international waterfall jumping contest made a big splash in Bosnia and Herzegovina over the weekend. The event brought together 16 divers from around the world leaping off a 20-meter high waterfall. The annual competition features the traditional lasta or swallow jump style. It's became a celebrated cultural and tourism highlight for the region. Just have to land the right way.
Yes. I'd probably just cannonball into that water.
I just kind of slip into the water. I'm not that brave to jump that far.
Yeah. What a great spot, though, like to view this competition.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Stay with us. More to come after the break. News, weather, and traffic. Good morning.